I love days where I have a roast or a brisket cooking low and slow in the oven all day, making the house smell wonderful and giving me the confident assurance that dinner is planned and cared for. But there are plenty of days where I come to the kitchen 30 minutes ahead of dinner with no meat thought out and nothing planned. Today I want to share with you my go-to meals for those occasions. What I like about most of these is they're kind of a base for what you have and can be adapted seasonally. So if you have veggies and herbs, you can mix and match what you have so it's never boring. The first one here I learned from my friend Cammie over at Tidbits. She came on the podcast, my Simple Farmhouse Life podcast, to talk about her go-to meals for those nights where nothing is planned. And one of her ideas I really love because it's kind of like what I would almost use chips for, making nachos to add whatever leftovers or whatever things we have on hand on top of chips, except for that it uses potatoes, which is something that I can find a quality version of pretty easily. I can find organic potatoes just at my local grocery store right down the road, whereas finding chips that I like without seed oils or any ingredients that I wouldn't like to regularly consume, it's very difficult to find quality. And of course, they're a lot more expensive than just your basic potato. So this is baked potato bar. What makes it fast is using the Instant Pot to cook the potatoes. So I put a trivet down in the Instant Pot so that they're not sitting in the water, so they do actually have more of a baked texture as opposed to a boiled texture. Put about a cup of water. They only need about 20 minutes to be fully done, even a large baker. And then the beauty of this is you can top it with anything. If you have cooked beans in the fridge or meat or cottage cheese, it's a nice neutral vessel for anything. So it can be a very protein-rich, nourishing dinner. Meals like this are also great for picky eaters because they can just choose what they want to put on it and avoid the rest. I've been enjoying adding fresh herbs to every dish these days. The next one I want to share with you is sourdough pizza, specifically sourdough discard pizza crust. If you've been following along a while, you knew that this would show up in this video because I do rely on it all the time for a quick and easy meal any time of the year. I always have what I need on hand, and just like the baked potato bar, it can carry what you have. So if you have some summer sausage or bacon or sausage or even no meat at all, but you have various cheeses and maybe some garden vegetables like peppers, onions, tomatoes, or even some other random leftover vegetables that you can hide under a blanket of cheese. You can do mozzarella, of course, but you could also do things like cheddar or a little topping of Parmesan. There's a lot of ways you can do it. Luke and I always prefer a sweet plus spicy plus pork of some kind version with goat cheese. And then the kids just love your classic basic red sauce with cheese and sausage. The way these crusts work is you preheat a pizza stone or a cast iron skillet really hot so that it doesn't stick. Spread on it some sourdough discard. I don't even know. The word sourdough discard is funny because I actually have fed sourdough starter right now. I've pulled it directly out of the refrigerator. I've used it when it's bubbly. I've used it when it's thick and thin, just whatever you have. And this is a case for keeping large amounts so that you can always make things like pancakes, waffles, pizza crust. If you have a lot of starter, you could do that. Now, if you want to just plan a pizza day, get a bowl, put some of your starter in it, add a whole bunch of flour and water, and then the next day you'll have a lot of starter in that bowl to make this. If you're not keeping a huge bowl of sourdough starter at all times, that's another way that you can do it. But you spread the sourdough starter into the preheated stone or cast iron skillet, drizzle it with a bit of olive oil, sprinkle with salt, any maybe Italian herbs you have, put it back in the oven until it can easily pop out of the pan. I don't have enough skillets to make as many pizzas as my family needs, so I will pop the crust out, put it on a baking sheet, and then keep making more crusts in the skillets, and then put all the cheese and toppings and then bake them on the sheet pan so I can get enough pizzas made. Even when we are short on time, I try to keep wholesome staple ingredients stocked so that I can make a quick on-the-fly meal. I also prioritize high-quality materials in our bedrooms, and the reason for this is we spend a third of our lives asleep, younger children even more. That's why I'd like to say thank you to today's video sponsor, Birch Living. It is Sleep Awareness Month, so now is a great time to upgrade your sleep with Birch's 25% off discount with my link below. Birch Living makes mattresses that are crafted with responsibly sourced materials, such as organic cotton, organic wool, and 100% natural latex. Their mattresses are free from polyurethane foams, which can cause harmful off-gassing, and are also constructed without fiberglass, which can be detrimental to your health. Other mattress companies use fiberglass as a flame retardant in their products, but Birch has its own manufacturing facility, which is entirely free from products containing fiberglass. We now have 4 Birch mattresses in our home. We've had them for years and slowly adding them as we can. And so I can sleep easy, knowing I'm avoiding harmful off-gassing that can result from polyurethane foams. Unlike synthetic mattresses, the wool in these mattresses are hypoallergenic and both allergy and mildew resistant. I know that the mattress I'm sleeping on is made with natural and organic materials sourced straight from nature, which are both comfortable and durable. I ordered the Birch Luxe mattress, which is a premium upgrade to the well-loved Birch Natural mattress. It has an organic cotton pillow Euro top, which makes it extremely comfortable. You don't have to take my word for it though. In a recent survey, 93% of customers would recommend Birch to a friend, and 87% saw an improvement in their sleep quality. 79% of those who suffered from back pain with their old mattress saw a reduction in pain with their Birch mattress. With your Birch mattress, you get a 100-night sleep trial, so you get more than 3 months to make sure you love it. The best part of all of this is that Birch delivers your mattress for free within the US. They also offer in-home setup and removal to make your buying experience as convenient as possible. Birch's sleep awareness sale is live now. Upgrade your sleep and head to birchliving.com/farmhouse to get 25% off your mattress. One of the most classic, cheap, and easy fast food meals in a from-scratch home is breakfast for dinner. That can take the form of pancakes and eggs, bacon if you have it, or in today's case, I'm going to do biscuits and gravy. We end up doing this a lot because I can thaw out 1-pound packages of sausage in hot water. So I can put it in the bowl, put some hot water in it. Obviously, I leave it in the package, and within no time, it's cooked enough, at least, to start browning it and make a quick gravy. I can also use the grains in my pantry to make a nourishing, healthy biscuit. Today, I'm using soft white wheat berries and just making classic biscuits, but replacing the flour with soft white wheat. And then after I make the biscuit dough by mixing in the leaveners, the baking powder, baking soda, a little sugar and salt, butter and milk, I can use the remaining flour that I didn't use in the recipe to thicken my gravy. So I just brown up some sausage, add flour to the fat that the sausage produced. I want to kind of just stir that all around, coat the sausage and the fat, and then add milk until it reaches the consistency that I like. So not too thick, not too thin. If you find it's too thin, you can always add more flour. If you find that it's too thick, you can always add more milk. It's a very forgiving recipe and it can all come together so quickly. I like to turn my biscuit dough over on itself several times, flatten it out, and continue to create those flaky layers that you enjoy so much with biscuits. And then instead of cutting them out, I make this extra fast by making one rectangle and going down the middle and then slicing it in parts that are just square because it's fast and easy. I don't have to re-roll. So just like baked potato bar, this next 30-minute meal is also a base that you can put on whatever you have. So if you have a lot of eggs, it's springtime, the chickens are laying, you can top it with hard-boiled eggs. If you have some bread that's going stale, or in my case here, I have some bread that I over-fermented, so it's fine, but it's a little bit chewy. You can make that into croutons. If you have fresh vegetables from the garden, you can top it with that. If you have a lot of a certain cut of meat because it was on sale or you got it from your own farm or a local farm, you can top it with that. I just love the types of recipes that you can build on with what you have, just starting with that basic idea And again, this one is so fast. If you didn't have any meat thawed out already, something like steak, which I realized we don't make steak all the time because we only get so much steak when we order a whole cow a year or half a cow every 6 months like we do. But I can put that in hot water and it thaws in just like 10 minutes while I'm prepping some of the other items here. I'm tossing my cubed bread with olive oil, salt, and Italian seasonings. I'm gonna get that in the oven fast so I can make those into croutons. The eggs are hard boiling and my steaks are now ready to go on a hot skillet to sear and add wonderful protein to these salads. I'm usually wanting to add some kind of carb, some kind of protein. So the protein could be ground beef, it can be steak, it could be chicken. The carb can be croutons, it can be fries. We'll fry potatoes in lard and put those on top of the salad. There's really endless ways you can do it. We also like to top ours with sauerkraut and fresh herbs. I've been keeping herbs in the windowsill in water and just putting them on everything. The name of the game with 30-minute meals is quick to thaw or no thaw meats and protein. So things like cheese, eggs, beans, plus fridge and pantry staples. So another meat that is quick to thaw is chicken breast. You can keep it in the plastic, put it in hot water in a bowl, and it'll be thawed in no time. Now, of course, I prefer to have all of my meat for the week thawed and in the refrigerator in a 9x13 dish so I can pull it out and create meals at a moment's notice. But we're talking about 30-minute meals when you don't have that, when you don't have any kind of plan, and this meal really fits the bill. I have been stocking my pantry with high quality sourdough pasta lately, so I can quickly throw a sauce together with a meat, any vegetables that we have, and make for a lovely meal. Now, our favorite go-to sauce is a cream sauce because we always have tons of milk and onions, and so it comes together easily and fast. I start by searing the chicken on a cast iron skillet. I deglaze the pan with a little bit of wine, add some butter, and cook onions. The key to flavor with chicken is to not overcook it. So even if I err on the side of slightly undercooking it, I will put it back in the cream sauce to finish it up. I really don't want it to get dry. So once the onions are tender, I add in some cream and some milk, a little salt, a little flour to thicken it. This is just like the gravy, the sausage gravy that I made earlier in the week, except for that the fat I'm using is the butter I cooked the chicken and the onions in, and I'm adding a little bit of cream, but otherwise the same. Add some salt, thicken it. If it's not thick enough, add a bit more flour. If it's not thin enough, add a bit more milk or cream. To this, I really like fresh herbs, especially in the springtime. Not shown on this 30-minute meal list today, but honorable mention for tacos, spaghetti, and chili, because we would go hungry many nights without these. I keep the items on hand at all times, so these are always available in a pinch. What do you make for your family when you only have 30 minutes? Let me know in the comments below.